A ship was found, drifting alone in the ocean. Engines dead, lights off, cargo still on board, but the crew had vanished. Every single one of them. No signs of violence, no bodies, no explanation. Just an abandoned vessel floating silently across the Pacific. It became one of the ocean's strangest mysteries. The story of the MV Joyita. And to this day, nobody knows what happened to the people who disappeared from it. It was October 1955. The cargo vessel MV Joyita departed from Samoa, heading toward the islands of Tokelau. The journey should have taken less than 2 days. On board were 25 people, crew members, passengers, even a doctor. The ship carried food, medical supplies, and cargo for the islands. At first, nothing seemed unusual. The Joyita had made similar trips before, and despite its age, the ship had a strange reputation. It was considered almost unsinkable. The vessel was built with enough buoyant material to stay afloat even if heavily damaged, which makes what happened next even more disturbing, because after leaving Samoa, the Joyita never arrived. Days passed, then weeks, no distress calls, no confirmed sightings, no wreckage floating in the ocean. It was as if the ship had simply disappeared. A massive search operation began. Planes scanned enormous areas of open water. Ships searched across the Pacific. Families waited desperately for answers, but nothing was found. The ocean remained silent. Then, over a month later, a merchant ship spotted something drifting far from the original route. The Joyita, still floating, still partially intact, but completely abandoned. When investigators boarded the Joyita, they found something deeply unsettling. The ship had damage, but it was still capable of floating. Cargo remained on board. Personal belongings were untouched. Food and supplies were still there, but the people were gone. Even stranger, the ship's radio was tuned to the wrong emergency frequency, meaning distress calls may never have reached anyone. One of the life rafts was missing. Medical supplies were scattered across parts of the vessel. A pump system appeared damaged, but there were no signs of violence. No blood, no evidence of a fight, just silence. An empty ship drifting alone through the Pacific Ocean. And the most terrifying part? The Joyita was specifically designed not to sink, meaning the passengers may have abandoned a ship that could have saved them. Over the years, many theories emerged. Some investigators believed the crew panicked after mechanical failures and flooding. Perhaps they believed the ship was sinking and escaped in life rafts. But if that happened, why were no bodies ever found? Others suspected piracy. The Pacific had a history of robbery and maritime crime, but again, there was no evidence of violence. Then came darker theories: smuggling, insurance fraud, murder. Some even suggested the ship may have encountered something unexplained at sea, because what happened aboard the Joyita doesn't fully make sense. The damage alone shouldn't have caused experienced sailors to abandon a floating vessel, especially in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, where survival in open water would be nearly impossible. And yet, they left, all of them. The case of the Joyita became one of the Pacific's greatest maritime mysteries, because unlike many disappearances, the ship itself was found almost intact, like a scene frozen in time, an abandoned vessel carrying clues but no answers. And maybe that's what makes the story so haunting. Something happened aboard that ship, something powerful enough to make 25 people leave behind their only chance of survival, then vanish completely into the ocean, never to be seen again. In the end, the Joyita was recovered, but the truth never was. And somewhere beneath the Pacific Ocean, the final moments of those aboard remain lost at sea forever.